Today, we're going to talk about something that can totally change how you look at your cloud security, and it's all about one single number: Microsoft Defender's Secure Score. So, let me ask you this. Does managing cloud security ever feel like you're just lost in a thick fog? I mean, you know the threats are out there, but figuring out where to even begin? Wow, it can be a huge challenge. You're dealing with a constant flood of alerts, new policies, potential weak spots. It's just a lot. The complexity can be absolutely overwhelming, and it's super easy to feel like you're always a step behind. But what if you could just cut through all of that noise? What if there was one single, clear number to guide you? Well, that's exactly what Microsoft's Secure Score is for. Think of it as that beacon in the fog. It's that one single point of reference in this crazy, complex world, and it's designed to give you clarity, like right now. So what is it really? Well, at its core, it just takes all of your security findings and rolls them up into a single score. Yep, it takes all that crazy complexity we were just talking about and boils it down to one number. That number tells you, at a glance, how you're doing. It's simple. The higher the score, the lower your identified risk. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a credit score, but for your cloud security, right? A credit score tells lenders, hey, is this person financially healthy? Your secure score does the same thing for your security posture. A high score means low risk. And just like you'd improve your credit score with responsible spending, you improve your secure score by, you guessed it, remediating security risks. And here's what it looks like: a simple percentage. That's it. It's not some abstract concept floating around in the ether. No, it's a real, tangible number you can track and, most importantly, actually do something about. Okay, so you're probably thinking, a single number is cool, but where does it come from? Is it just some random number they pull out of a hat? And the answer is not at all. There's a really clear, continuous process happening behind the scenes to generate this score. So let's break it down. It's basically a 4-step process. First, Defender for Cloud is constantly scanning your stuff, your environments in Azure, AWS, GCP, the whole shebang. Second, it takes what it finds and compares it against the Microsoft Cloud Security Benchmark, which is just this massive list of security best practices. Third, anytime it sees something that doesn't match up, a deviation, it spits out a recommendation. And finally, it crunches all those findings together to calculate your weighted score. Pretty straightforward, right? Now, all those recommendations don't just fly around randomly. They get bundled into these logical groups called security controls. You can think of them like chapters in your security playbook. For example, look at secure management ports, which is just a fancy way of saying locking down your main digital doorways. Getting that right is worth a max of 8 points for your score. All right, so now we get what the score is and how it's calculated, but let's get to the important part, right? How do we actually make that number go up? How do we take action? Okay, and here is a super crucial point. You don't get partial credit. It's all or nothing. To get all the possible points for a security control, every single one of your resources has to comply with every single recommendation inside that control. This is huge because it forces you to be thorough. You can't just cherry pick the easy fixes and call it a day. And this is where it gets really useful, because it shows you exactly where to start. See, not all fixes are created equal. Enabling multi-factor authentication, or MFA, that's the single biggest thing you can do. It's worth a whopping 10 points. And why so much? It's simple. It basically shuts down the number one way attackers get in: stolen passwords. After that, securing your management ports and applying updates give you the next biggest bang for your buck. Boom. Right there, you've got an instant prioritized roadmap. When it comes to improving your score, you can think about it in 2 ways. First, you can play defense. Go back and fix all the issues that are already there. But you can also play offense. This means using policies to enforce good configurations or just flat out deny bad ones from ever being created. That way, new resources don't drag your score down from the get-go. And of course, just when you think you've got it all figured out, things are evolving. The whole system is getting even smarter with a new risk-based approach on the horizon. So Microsoft is rolling out a new, much smarter model. This means you might see one of 2 different approaches, depending on which portal you're using. The classic score, the one in the Azure portal, is basically asking, are you following all the rules? But the new risk-based score, which you'll find in the Defender portal, asks a way more important question. What's the actual risk here? And let me tell you, this new score is a total game changer. Why? Because it understands context. It knows that a virtual machine sitting on the public internet holding sensitive data is way more critical than some isolated test server tucked away in a corner. By factoring in things like asset risk and how critical something is, it gives you a far more accurate and honestly more useful picture of your actual security posture. So, as we start to wrap this up, what's the big takeaway here? What's the one thing you should remember? It's all about gaining control. And you do that through measurement.
It really just comes down to that old saying, you can't improve what you don't measure. It's so true. And the Secure Score, that is your measurement. It takes that vague, anxious feeling about security and turns it into a clear, solid number, a metric you can actually work with and improve.
So I'll leave you with this question. Knowing what you know now about how some fixes have a way bigger impact than others, if your Secure Score popped up on your screen this very second, what's the absolute first thing you would go and fix? That right there, that's the power of having this kind of clarity. Thanks for tuning in.